There's a lie you've been told your entire life. A lie so convincing that you've probably believed it without question. The lie is this: someone else can do it better than you. Someone else is more qualified. Someone else has what it takes. And because of that lie, you've held back. You've waited. You've watched others step into spaces that were meant for you. But here's the truth that will change everything. If you can't do it, no one can. Not because you're better than everyone else, but because no one else is you. Let me say that again. If you can't do it, no one can. This isn't arrogance. This is reality. And over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to prove to you why your unique combination of experiences, perspectives, and abilities makes you irreplaceable in ways you never imagined. Think about the problem you want to solve, the book you want to write, the business you want to start, the change you want to make. Right now, you're probably thinking about all the people who are already doing something similar, all the experts, all the successful people who've already figured it out. And you're using that as a reason to stay small, to stay quiet, to stay on the sidelines. But here's what you're missing. None of those people have lived your life. None of them have survived your struggles. None of them see the world through your eyes. And that matters more than you think. Your perspective is not just different, it's necessary. There are people in this world who will never connect with the expert. They'll never resonate with the polished professional. But your story, your voice, your imperfect, authentic, real approach, that's what they've been waiting for. Let me tell you something that successful people know but rarely talk about. They didn't wait until they were ready. They didn't wait until they were the best. They didn't wait until they had permission. They started because they realized that waiting for the perfect moment meant never starting at all. You see, the world doesn't need more perfect people. It's drowning in perfection. Polished images, filtered lives, carefully crafted personas that hide every flaw and struggle. What the world desperately needs is real people who are willing to show up exactly as they are and do the work anyway. When you hold back because you think you're not good enough, you're not just hurting yourself. You're robbing the world of something it needs. There's someone out there right now who needs to hear your message, who needs to see your example, who needs to know that someone like them, someone who struggled like them, someone who doubted like them, made it anyway. If you don't show up for that person, no one will, because no one else has your story to tell. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about your limitations, your lack of experience, your fears, your past failures. And you're using those things as evidence that you're not the one to do this. But let me flip that script for you. Your limitations are not disqualifications. They're your credentials. Every obstacle you've faced has taught you something that can't be learned in a classroom. Every failure has given you wisdom that success never could. Every moment you wanted to give up but didn't has built a strength in you that others simply don't have. The people who connect with you won't connect because you're perfect. They'll connect because you're proof that imperfect people can do extraordinary things. They'll connect because when they look at you, they don't see someone unreachable. They see possibility. They see themselves. Here's a hard truth. If you wait until you feel qualified, you'll wait forever. Qualification is not a feeling. It's a decision. The moment you decide to start, you become qualified. Not because you have all the answers, but because you're willing to figure them out along the way. Every expert you admire started as a beginner. Every successful person you follow had a moment when they had 0 followers. Every author whose books changed your life once stared at a blank page with no idea what to write. The only difference between them and you is that they started before they felt ready. They understood something crucial. You don't get ready, then start. You start, then get ready. Action creates clarity, movement creates momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Think about this. Right now, in this moment, you have access to tools and opportunities that people a generation ago would have considered magic. You can reach millions of people from your bedroom. You can learn almost any skill for free. You can build a business with nothing but a laptop and an idea. You can create art, music, content, products, and services that can change lives. But none of that matters if you don't use it. None of that technology, none of those opportunities, none of those possibilities mean anything if you stay paralyzed by fear and doubt. The resources aren't the problem. The opportunity isn't the problem. The problem is that you're waiting for permission that's never coming. You're waiting for confidence that only comes from doing the thing you're afraid to do. Let's talk about your competition for a moment, because I know you think about it. You look at other people in your field and you think, they're so much better than me. They have more experience, more followers, more success, and that comparison is killing your courage. But here's what you need to understand. You're not competing with them. You're not trying to be them. You're trying to be the best version of you. And in that competition, you have no rivals. No one can be you better than you can be you. Your quirks aren't weaknesses. They're your brand. Your unique perspective isn't a limitation, it's your advantage. Your unconventional path isn't something to hide, it's your story. And stories sell. Stories inspire. Stories change lives. Stop trying to be like everyone else. The world has enough copies. What it needs is the original you. Here's something powerful to consider. Every breakthrough in human history happened because someone refused to accept that it couldn't be done. Someone looked at the impossible and said, "Watch me." Not because they were special, not because they were chosen, but because they were willing to try when everyone else gave up. You have that same power inside you. The power to look at your dreams and decide that giving up is not an option. The power to face your fears and move forward anyway. The power to fail, learn, and try again. That power doesn't belong to a special few. It belongs to anyone brave enough to use it. And right now, in this moment, you're being called to use it. Let me address the voice in your head. The one that says you're too old, too young, too inexperienced, too late, too different. That voice is loud, and it's convincing, and it feels like it's protecting you, but it's lying to you. You're not too old. Moses was 80 when he led his people to freedom. You're not too young. Malala was 15 when she became a global advocate for education. You're not inexperienced. Every expert was once an amateur. You're not too late. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he started KFC. You're not too different. Your difference is your distinction. That voice isn't wisdom. It's fear dressed up as logic, and fear has kept more people from their destiny than failure ever could. Think about the people who will never exist if you don't do what you're meant to do, the employees you won't hire, the customers you won't serve, the readers you won't inspire, the students you won't teach, the chain reaction of positive change that will never happen because you decided to play small. This isn't just about you anymore. It never was. Your dreams have other people's fingerprints all over them. Your success creates opportunities for others. Your courage gives others permission to be brave. Your willingness to be imperfect makes others feel less alone. When you step into your purpose, you don't just change your life. You change the trajectory of countless lives connected to yours. If you can't do it, those ripples never happen. Those lives never change. That impact never occurs. So what's stopping you? Really? If you strip away all the excuses and all the fears and all the reasons why you think you can't, what's left? The truth is nothing is stopping you except you. And that's both the scariest and liberating realization you can have. It's scary because it means you can't blame circumstances anymore. You can't blame timing or resources or other people. But it's liberating because it means you have all the power. If you're the only thing standing in your way, then moving forward is just a choice, a decision, a moment of courage. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to start right where you are with what you have, as imperfect and uncertain and afraid as you feel. Here's your assignment, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Right now, I want you to identify one action you can take today toward the thing you've been putting off. Not the perfect action, not the complete action, just one small step. Send one email, write one paragraph, make one call, record one video, take one step. Because here's the secret, momentum is built one small action at a time. And once you start moving, you'll realize that the fear that felt so massive was just smoke and mirrors. The thing you've been avoiding isn't as hard as your mind made it out to be. And every step you take makes the next step easier. Let me leave you with this final thought. Years from now, you'll look back at this moment, and you'll have one of two feelings. Either you'll feel pride because you found the courage to start, to fail, to learn, and to grow, or you'll feel regret because you let fear win, because you let doubt convince you that someone else should do it, because you believed the lie that you weren't enough. I can't choose which feeling you'll have. Only you can do that. But I can tell you this, the pain of regret is far worse than the pain of trying and failing, because when you try and fail, you learn and grow. But when you never try, you're left with the haunting question of what could have been. Don't let that be your story. Don't look back and wonder what would have happened if you had just been brave enough to start, if you had just believed in yourself the way others believe in you, if you had just realized that you were always enough. So here's the truth one more time. If you can't do it, no one can. Not because you're perfect, not because you have all the answers, not because you're without fear or doubt, but because you're you, and that's all you need to be. Your story matters, your voice matters, your work matters, your presence in this world matters. And the sooner you accept that and act on it, the sooner your life transforms and the lives around you transform too. Stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop letting fear make your decisions. The world is waiting for what only you can give it. And if you don't step up and deliver it, no one else will, because no one else can.
Now go. Do the thing. Be the person. Make the impact. Your moment is now, and if you can't seize it, no one can.